Hey, everybody. It is Edie, Nick, and Dave from the GameHounds. We're starting up GameHounds 537 and getting you guys into the chat room while I start getting ready on Spreaker to get on our actual show going. But here's the pre-show. And yeah, Nick and I are now officially, we are sequestered. We are locked down. We're both Nick and I are in the one of the two different counties, but both our counties were part of the great shut-in, the great shelter-in-place that was called for the Bay Area, which means that all businesses except for essential services are closed, and essential services being like hospitals, gas stations. Restaurants can be open, but they can only do takeout and delivery. What are some of the other ones? Grocery stores are considered essential services. So pretty much everybody is home, and we're home here stuck in our homes until the 7th of April. So for 3 weeks. And this is an effort to control the spread, or at least slow down the coronavirus infection, so that amount of people will probably still get it, but they'll do it over a slower period of time and not inundate our ERs. What they say, what was it? Flatten the curve. That's what we're doing. We're flattening the curve. So anyway, how are you, Nick? How are you, Gully?
Not good.
Why not?
Not good for sure. This whole thing is just surreal, and it's every day it's changing over here, and they finally closed the rink for at least through the week. So, but it's probably going to be 2 or 3 weeks. But I'm out of work. I mean, everything I do revolves around going out and doing hockey in some form or another. So I'm home without pay. I'm one of these people who, and around here they're talking about, oh, we need to save the restaurants because all the servers and the people, and they can only do takeout now too out here, right? And I'm like, oh, that's great. What about guys like me? Yeah, I'm not in the restaurant business, or everyone's having all these fundraisers for all the restaurant people, but what about me? And I'm not trying to sound like a jerk. I'm not trying to sound selfish, but I mean, every time this happens, it's like, we got to rally around this group, and we got to rally around this group, and I'm never in the group that gets help. I'm always the guy on the outside looking.
No, I get you. Yeah. And to be fair, like the government has talked about plans of just sending people checks.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. That way they at least I could pay the bills. And
right.
And the whole. I mean, I could weather a few weeks, even a month, but we thought
because otherwise
we go into 2 months. And here's the problem: I got talking to some people that own businesses too, and they said, if this thing goes too long and people can't leave the house and no one can give me any work and I can't make any money, I'm going to be financially ruined. And I'll lose my business, I'll lose my house, I'll lose my everything. And it's like, so you're asking me to possibly save a few lives and go into financial ruin over this. That is really a tall tale to ask a lot of people to do that for the greater good, because what are they going to get out of it? They're going to be on the street. The house ain't going to be worth anything. They're going to have no business. Luckily I don't have any kids, but I've talked to people that have kids and they're shitting their pants. They're like, my businesses are closed because we're trying to save old people, and my kid is going to suffer for somebody else. And he made a good point. And he said, I'm not trying to be cold-hearted, but he says, if this country goes into a recession and I don't have work over this, he says, is that the better alternative to trying to just go about daily life and letting the chips fall where they may? That's the thing.
Yeah, and a lot of people thought Plague Inc. was just a game.
No, it shows how fast it goes. Yeah,
it's real. It's real. It's actually very similar, and we're doing our best. Fortunately, we identified it before it started really killing a lot of people or making a lot of people sick and overwhelming our hospitals. But that's the key right now, not to let it overload the hospitals.
And I think we're all on board with this. I think, everybody I know, look, a couple of weeks or so, maybe 30 days to try to squash this the best we can. But at some point, you got to make a decision. Do we Do we send a lot of people into bankruptcy over this, or do we try to at least get back to normal?
Right.
And what do you do? I mean, if you're going to be alive, but you're going to be financially ruined for the rest of your life, boy, that really sucks. That you may or may not have saved somebody's life. That's the thing. May or may not. Most people recover from this. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and well, I mean, that's the thing is it's not just putting the people that catch the virus at risk. It's putting everybody at risk because if hospitals are overloaded and you need to go to the hospital because you had a heart attack, you're at risk too because the hospital's overloaded. It's like doesn't matter if you got the virus. It means that if you need to see the doctor while the hospitals are being overloaded, you're not seeing the doctor.
Oh, we're going through that now. I have a heart procedure. I'm supposed to go see the doctor in May, and I'm supposed to have a procedure done. I'm like, I was gonna, because I'm home. I said, geez, maybe I can speed this up, but it's like, no, I think I'm gonna wait, and maybe in May. They say in May things should be a lot better. At least that's the projection. It could change, but so I'm just gonna wait it out and go in May. Mrs. Goley has an issue now. She's having a lot of breathing problems. Not virus related, just old people thing and family related. It's like a COPD thing. And she can't even walk next door without being out of breath. And she's calling the doctor. I'm like, yeah, we'll have to do a phone interview. And she's just like, well, I understand you only want to see corona patients because they can't breathe, but I can't breathe either. So what is the difference between a corona patient and me? We both can't breathe. And so she's not sure what she's going to do because, like I say, the system is so gummed up right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, there's a lot of people, including, the two of us over here that now can't get regular medical treatment because of this.
Right. So, other than that, how are you? I know that's saying a lot because your work is very much who you are, but how are you, Nick? How are you surviving the lockdown?
I mean, that's the funny thing is I'm like my schedule hasn't changed because I'm still working. I can work from home, and so I kind of still have to go in, do all these things, and then stop at the end of the day. And so, people going, oh, I'll use this time to do all this other stuff. Or what am I going to do for 3 weeks without any work? And I'm not in that same boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So my moment-to-moment schedule has stayed shockingly the same.
Yeah, mine kind of got screwed up. I was supposed to start my new job next week. And,
right.
Yeah, I called him day before yesterday. I texted him. As soon as I knew that the lockdown was coming, it was, I got a heads up from a little birdie that, I'm a member of my community emergency response team, so I kind of know people, and I kind of got a little tickle in my ear that said, hey, make sure your gas tanks are all full tomorrow morning, first thing. Make sure you've got food for 2 to 3 weeks because a lockdown is coming as early as tomorrow morning. And I was like, really? So that next morning, I went in and woke Kevin up. I got it very late. Went in and woke Kevin. I'm like, we got to be up early tomorrow morning. We got to go to the store. We got to go fill up gas tanks. And he's like, okay. And the next morning, I'm up at like 8 a.m. Like, all right, stores are open. Let's go. And Kevin's like, okay. 9 a.m. Kevin, wake up. Okay. 10 o'clock. Kevin, get the fuck up. All right. So he rolls out of bed at 10 o'clock. We're driving to the store. He goes, I don't know. Why are we doing this? I'm like, because I got good word. So we're like, we need to go to the bank. We need to get small bills. We need to go to the gas station. And he's like, fine. As we're driving up to the supermarket, the announcement is made. And I'm like, whoop, there it is. We are on lockdown as of midnight tonight. And Kevin looks at me and he goes, wait, we are? I'm like, yeah, I said we would be. He's like, oh, I didn't think that you knew what you're talking about. I'm like, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, we've got half an hour before everybody gets all this news and hits the store. So hurry up, hit the store. And sure enough, within 45 minutes to an hour, all of the we were like always in a line getting out wherever we were, but it wasn't a massive line. It was, up healthy, longer than it should be line. But it was always just as we got through that line, we would look back and see that wherever line we were in was now 10 times longer. So we were in the first wave of people just panic shopping because they needed food for a month because they didn't know if supermarkets were going to be open. Hey, I need to take this. Can you guys take over the show for a second?
Okay.
So yeah, so it's just it's really difficult times, It's like you guys are locked. I expect us to get locked in place at some point here. I just wish I knew that there was an end to this. It would just put me my anxiety, which is really bad, at ease a little bit. If they said, "Hey, look, things are, should be turning around, and late April, and we should get back to normal," you'd feel a little bit better about it,
Yeah,
So
I did read that it's expected to last longer than people expect. And so get used to it. That's what I read.
yeah, I mean, you
So
just. I've been holed up in here, and I've been finding things to do. I've been playing some games. I've actually been doing a lot of streaming on YouTube and Facebook, just like this. I fire up a room, and sometimes I have people with me, sometimes alone. And I just chat, and I get 20, 30 people jumping in at a time, and we're just chatting, kind of supporting each other and talking about things. So that's been kind of interesting too, is to just do that.
I think a good way to see how long it might last is to look at like what the movies that have been delayed, because everything coming out next month has been delayed, and I think most of May has been May has been delayed because that's when Black Widow came out, but June is still relatively untouched, and so I think there's an assumption by at least some financial institutions, the studios, movie studios, that June is when they're assuming this might be somewhat over and people will be able to go out enough to go to a movie. But that's just a guess on their part. But it seems like at least a logical guess, 2 months. Actually, at this point, 3 months, because if you count March, April, and May.
Right. So.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
So.
Yeah.
Hey.
So yesterday, Monday, because Tuesday they were telling us that all the restaurants, you couldn't eat in restaurants anymore, so you can't go have a drink, you can't do nothing. You can order food out, but that's it. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So Monday, I needed to go get my my car inspected before the end of the month. So I'm like, okay, Monday's going to be run around day. So I ran around. So I got the car inspected. My license is due in April. So I was like, well, maybe I'll go get that done early just in case something happens. You just don't want to drive around with expired license and have any issues at all. So I get on to the AAA to get it done. And like, all registry services are shut down. I'm like, oh, isn't that nice? So I can't get my license done. They're like, no, but they extended it 60 days. So even if you go beyond, so I actually have 3 months now to get it done.
Yeah, that's one thing that they are doing is wherever there can be an extension of a deadline, they're extending it.
They have to, because if you say you need to get your license renewed, but we're shut down.
Yeah.
That's not my fault, so you can't punish me because you won't be open for me. So so they're doing that. And that's all a money grab anyway. All these licenses anyway, it's just a money grab. But so I couldn't do that. I did get my car inspected, and then I'm just trying to figure out if we were playing hockey, not playing hockey, and all day long.
By the way, car licenses not a money grab. Car inspections, total money grab.
Oh yeah. So
they want to bring those. We don't have them in California. We had never had them.
I think maybe every 5 years would be good, because if you got an old rust bucket that's shooting out smoke, you want to get that checked out. It's a safety thing. But I think I got a brand new car. I don't need an inspection I get a brand new car, I got to go get an inspection. A brand new car, I still got to go get an inspection. That is bullshit. Then
Right.
the next year, it's 1 year old. I need another inspection. That is bullshit. That really is.
So there is going
Why
to
do you need
be
so many inspections? The Bay Area California doesn't require that many car inspections.
That's what he just said. And by the way, just as a little hinty.
Did you get another update?
Another
Are
update?
we going to further lockdown? Was that your source on the phone?
No. That was one of my. I have an office, and I'm letting someone borrow the office space during the coronavirus, and she set the alarm off, and so I had to walk her through how to unset the alarm, and how to. We had to deal with the alarm company and pass, all of that. So,
Did you see Chris is in the chat? And
oh yes, hi Chris.
he says like, "Hey, there's no lockdown for airlines. Basically, it's
No,
being treated
airlines
as
are
nothing
fine.
to see here."
Isn't that the shit of it though? It's like, so we
Chris?
can't go out, we can't go get a drink, but let's let all the people from all around the world congregate in airports and then stuff everybody into a subway bus. Come on.
No. Well, first things
baloney.
first. By the way, in California, I will say this, and that I'm aware of, is that there is a move to bring car inspections to California. And it is being spearheaded by the smog places, all the smog stores. The association of those are trying to get those. So that is a cash grab. That's going to be coming up at some future time in the California legislature. And as far as travel bans, I don't know anything, but I would suspect that that's going to change soon.
Well, at this point, that doesn't matter. Like, it's already spread everywhere. You're not going to lock down and stop it.
Right. Okay. So here's the thing about the spread. It's not keeping people from getting it. It's keeping people from all getting it at the same time, because the emergency rooms in the hospitals, there's not enough respirators. There's not enough nebulizers in this country.
But
if everybody who catches it, who seems to be catching it at the same time, catches it at the same time. So they're trying to stretch out how many people are. I mean, we're all going to get it.
Yes.
The total amount isn't going to change. They're just lengthening the amount of time that they will be getting it over, so that you don't have this gigantic surge of people right now, because we don't have the capacity.
Yeah,
and
I'm saying
airlines is economy. It would, if the economy's already in a recession. I'm lost
saying
a ton of money on this already.
The restricting travel is like that's what you do to stop it from originally coming into the country. But now that it's here,
there is a travel ban.
That is yes.
Yeah.
And it was put in place at the point like way too late, when it was absolutely pointless.
Pretty much. That is true. It was put in way too late. And I think that they were, that's a whole other conversation of whether our response was appropriate. That's not a question. Not about gaming. Oh, it's a very deep hole to go into.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so in the chat room we have AC Wraith. Hi, AC Wraith. Hey, Bitters. Hey, Miles Thompson is in the chat room. We've got First Officer Chris Salazar. Congratulations on the new job, by the way. He is now theoretically going to be starting in for Delta Airlines. Yay! Congratulations.
Good luck. We're all counting on you.
All right, and we should start the podcast. I'm kind of glad I didn't start it on time, because otherwise I would have had to stop it in the middle. All right, so ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
There's a ghost behind you.
Did you see all of Kevin's trophies back here?
Bowling.
All right. Mics are hot.
With trophies. It's a little. I can't see that far in the back.
Hello and welcome to GameHounds. GameHounds episode 537. We are recording on March 18th, 2020. I'm Edie Sellers. We have Holy Goalie, Nick DiNicola, and Nick and I are on lockdown because we're in 2 of the 6 Bay Area counties that have been locked down. So we are stuck in our houses.
And to answer Bitters Plus, yes, I am growing my beard out because I'm a slob who now only shaves once a week.
You know what? Don't shave. Grow a beard.
I don't like beards. I have done that before and just let it grow over the course of a 2-week vacation. And it just the feel of a full-grown beard is disgust. It just doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
especially with the mustache that grows down into my lip.
Yeah,
and I
know.
lick it. It's
trim the mustache. No, grow it.
Trim the mustache. Grow it out. Because when you go outside, like the division, you're gonna look really tough like that. You go out all clean shaven and all baby face, they're gonna eat you up outside. All those zombies.
Oh yeah.
So you need to toughen up. I have been playing a lot of division, and my guy has a goatee. Should I? Shave it into a goatee.
Put it here. Put a goatee here.
Start it from here and then go there.
Not the goatee here, and then eventually grow it in on the beard. Yeah.
So seriously, I want you to grow a beard, and just trim the mustache. That's the thing. You just take a pair of scissors and you trim along your mouth, just along your upper lip, and brush out your. That's the thing. Brush your. Order you can order stuff from Amazon. We are getting mail.
It's so much maintenance.
It's
I already don't want to put that much maintenance into my face and to have to get beard oil and combs and shape it, and it's just
you don't have to do you just do it in the morning. You just do it in the morning when it's just one
all
extra
you need
step.
to do is just trim it by your lip. That's all you do. And then I think I used to shave under here when I had my beard. I got so many chicks when I had beards. It was unbelievable.
So Kevin, who has always had a goatee, has finally decided to start caring for his goatee, and within a week it's made such a difference. It looks so much better to actually care about the appearance of his beard instead of just going and it's done. And it's looking so much a little bit of beard oil and just actually you have
Kevin,
enough oil in
I
your
understand,
face.
Kevin. I am with him like
brush
that.
Brush it out.
Yeah.
When you get out of the shower, you just brush it out. That's all you do.
That's an extra step. I already have to dry my hair and dry myself off and go.
You actually dry your hair, but you wouldn't brush out a beard.
I've got to blow dry my hair, and it's
do a Fu Manchu. Just do a beard and then just grow it out so it's like Thursday Nick.
The sad thing is like I said, I've let it grow out for weeks when I've been on a vacation, and it doesn't do that. My hair doesn't grow long. It just kind of goes.
do the mutton chops. Do the mutton chops.
Grow some big old 70s. Yeah, do it. Grow some big old 70s sideburns. Just
1970s baseball relief pitcher.
Raleigh fingers.
Yes. Doing the GameHounds today, you see?
So we're here. We're stuck in everything. Stuck in the house. I'm loaded up with toilet paper. So much for the don't hoard toilet paper. But I don't have a year's worth. I have, 3 weeks worth. That's all.
Yeah.
We needed to get 3 weeks worth of food, and we didn't have to because our grocery stores are still open, but people were still doing it because the supermarkets are stripped bare.
I went out.
As in no food on the shelves. It's not just, bread and milk? Not just bread and milk. Oh, by the way, milk long gone. It's things like canned foods and all of that. Bottled water was absolutely ludicrous because all of our utilities are all working. We've got mail. We can get stuff delivered by Amazon. It's not that big a deal.
I was lucky. I had a bad feeling about this, and I've been telling you for a long time. And I went out 3 or 4 days for the big rush.
Video.
So.
You're not on it. There's a weird
Is the other cat?
snake creature. Yeah, it's the other cat.
There's Caitlin, everybody.
Go full
Ladies
screen.
and
Go full
gentlemen.
screen. Go
There.
full
Okay,
screen.
full screen. All right, Caitlin. Come on. Why are you not working?
Click on Nick.
Oh
I
yeah,
am.
she like I said, she works at a adoption center. They've shut down adoptions since everyone, is stuck home for 3 weeks. That means they can't adopt. So she's fucking stuck here with me when I'm supposed to be working from home.
Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Kate, that is Caitlin. I would love to go full screen, but it is not playing nice right now.
It's at the bottom. It's on the bottom 3, I think.
Oh, you're right. There it is.
Paper cat.
There's
Oh.
Caitlin. Everybody.
Whoa, that got big.
This is Mrs. Mrs. DeNicole, I guess. Not quite yet, but this is if I have engineer Kev, this would be veterinarian Caitlin.
Oh,
Yes, veterinarian Caitlin.
Yes.
she's a
That's her
vegetarian.
nickname.
Oh, I'm veterinarian because I have cats.
Yeah.
She's okay. Animal lover Caitlin. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to do that. All right. And I want to keep you out of. Sorry, I'm having issues. There we go.
Oh,
So-
good.
So yeah. All right.
Interesting.
Now that we've done that, by the way, if you are listening on the regular podcast, that meant absolutely nothing to you. But we
that
are
was a lot
doing
of
this
visual
live.
stuff.
A lot of visual stuff. But we do this live. If you're listening on the podcast and you're listening live, you can join us on Facebook or on YouTube. YouTube is GameHounds Vids, VIDS, as in videos. And Facebook, it is the GameHounds. So you can watch us live. So how have you been? Yeah, it's a lot of people all together, more than there have been. Like nobody's going to work, but they might be working from home. But now, girlfriend, wife, spouse, boyfriend, partner, roommates, everybody who's around in your house that normally gets a break, we're all on top of each other, and we're going to stay that way for 3 weeks at least. So it's been interesting.
You know what the really weird thing about that is, like I say, I'm at least out of work for a week. I know that it's going to be more, but we know for sure it's a week. And I'm like, oh man, I got all this time. I'll read a book, I'll play games, and then I get up in the morning and it's such a heavy cloud hanging on you that you're not in the mood.
Yep.
It's like if they said, hey, we're going to shut down for a week and that's it. I'd be like, oh great, no work. I'll do all the stuff, but just because it's so uncertain with my anxiety going through the roof right now, it's like I sit here and it's like I don't want to play. I don't and everyone's like, you need to play, you need to do something, you need to keep busy, and I'm just sitting here. I don't feel like playing.
I'm the same way. Once this
all this time to play
started happening, I didn't play any games this week. Well, I played a little bit of House Flipper. Yeah, there's a general malaise and depression and fear. The level of fear in this country is unlike anything I have ever seen. And we've gotten past the panic and now just into this long term, what the fuck is going to happen? Because we don't know. And it's weird.
I've kind of been the opposite. I've been like creating a wish list of apocalyptic plague related stuff that I'm like, ooh, this would be good to watch now. Oh, I want to play this now.
So yeah, if you look at the people, the top rentals, quote unquote, or the top most viewed on Netflix right now, it's a combination of total feel good movies like Pixar and Disney and all this other stuff, and all like plague-based movies that are all like Daisy and
they started showing like a top 10 list of like this is the top 10 things people are watching in the country today.
Yep.
And it's like a daily list. And one of them last night we saw was Outbreak.
Right. Outbreak has been
like
peaking.
Like Dustin Hoffman 1994 movie is like number 7 in the country.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, it's a real eclectic list.
the movie Contagion, which is not actually streaming anywhere, like the rentals spiked up a whole bunch.
Yeah, the all it's either that or it's complete distraction, like Frozen type, just like Pixar and just it's a weird combination, and it's not just because the kids are all home. It's because people are either in complete denial and want to hear nothing about anything and being infectious, to people that like that's all they want to do is watch, because it's appropriate. So maybe get tips on what to do. So yeah, games. I'm still playing House Flipper. It's
Really?
I mean, yeah, I didn't really play much. Like Nick, you asked me to play
Death Stranding.
Death
Death
Stranding.
Stranding is a game that is like it's perfect for the moment.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
Especially because it's actually like very much a game about finding hope in dark moments. Like it's a surprisingly hopeful game at its core. So yeah, that'd be very, very important.
Mhm.
It's a very appropriate thing to play now because of its thematic content, but also like mentally and emotionally it could be a good game to play too, because it's literally all about building connections between people who are sequestered in bunkers.
Yeah. And I've along those same lines, you texted me and said you need to play Death Stranding. And right with Goalie, I'm like, I don't want to play it right now in particular, because this is just too real for me.
Yeah, like Grandpa's Hidden Chest went on hiatus. I just not into the mood for writing something creepy while something really creepy is going on in real life. I just not in the mood. Yeah, in fact, of course, what was I watching? I finished watching Hunters the whole first season. It's like, oh, that's something good to watch while you're all depressed.
I mean, to be fair, it's not about a plague.
No, it's not.
No, but it's apparently really messed up. Messed up enough for Goalie to text, "This is really messed up."
And then the ending got super nutty, and I didn't care for how they it was just
there are a couple twists in the end that, like I said, kind of puts it into Wolfenstein territory, where it's like, this is really over the top. I'm kind of with it. I want to see where it goes, but it definitely takes a
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it.
Twist.
But I didn't buy it.
And I'm in. That's entirely fair.
It's just, you could tell, like, when certain things happen, and it's like, okay, that person definitely didn't die. You know that person definitely didn't die. They got shot 75 times in the face, but they're not dead. That's just kind of how that type of show is. So when something happened to a main character, I knew they weren't going to die. You know what I mean? And then, then the big twist at the end, I was like, I didn't buy it. Sorry. I just didn't buy the twist, and it kind of soured me.
Yeah,
because I was like, man, we had a pretty good thing going here. Went back and forth. This group's winning, that group's winning, blah 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 blah. And then that happened. I was like, yep, nope, that just kind of killed it for me. So I'm gonna go back to Man in the High Castle now that I have time. I can probably finish watching season 2, and then what's this, three or four seasons I got? I should be able to wrap that up.
3.
Yeah, I should be able to wrap that up. I stopped midway through 2. 1 was great. 2 just didn't grab me as much. I don't know why.
So I've been watching every night with engineer Kevin a Australian series that the whole series is kind of old, but it wrapped up just last year. That is so good, and anybody from Australia will know it. It's called Rake, Rake, and it is complete distraction. It's about a kind of a car crash of a human being who happens to be a barrister in Australia, and it's fucking hilarious. It's a bit. Kevin looked at me and he goes, "You need to watch all of Breaking Bad." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of like the first season of Breaking Bad, where even The Sopranos, where it's a very serious situation where you've got just incredibly fucked up people, but there's this element of hilarity that is going on that in the United States, when these kinds of shows get popular, then they kind of get dark and they never go back to that element of comedy. And Rake always keeps that element of comedy all the way to the very end.
Bad.
I thought that every Australian show had to either start or end with crikey.
No, it does not start with
So,
crikey.
like,
It starts and
crikey.
ends with
What's the name of the
mate.
show? What's the
Mate.
name of the show? Crikey.
Crikey rake.
Or rake. Crikey.
No, it's mate.
Oh, mate too.
Mate.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's mate rake.
Mm-hmm.
Crikey. It's mate rake, crikey. It's crikey mate rake. Mate. Crikey.
On the TV front, I finished Castlevania season 3.
Oh, I want to watch that. Yeah.
It's really, really good, but it's also very, very dark. So if you're looking for some sort of lift me up,
This ain't it, huh?
oh, it's so ain't it. Like, it's actually really interesting what they've done, like, thematically, because you think about the show, the second season kind of wraps up what feels like the main story. And it's like, well, where do you go from here? And this season is very much about, well, maybe Dracula had a point. And it's all about, like, each of the characters kind of working through, like, yeah, should humanity have lived? Should we have saved it? Did we do the right thing? Like, kind of working through, did he have a point? Did he not? So it gets, like, by the end, it ends specifically, like, in a very, very dark place.
Well, if you want to watch something immediately afterwards, there's something that was just released on Netflix. It's a new Netflix anime called Beastars.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that, and I
BEAST.
was hoping you weren't going to say that.
ARS.
It's a furry show.
It's sort of a furry show, but
Beastars.
it's sort of not. It's
Beastars. Beastars?
it's got a lot more depth to it than just being a furry show. I mean, yes, there is an element of furry, but there's also an element of universal teenagers trying to find out who they are and being someone who accepts who they are and whether they want to fight their inner
Like, yeah,
their
I
inner
heard
demons.
I heard it was good, but that's
It's very
also
good.
like the show that has the wolf fucking rabbit, right?
That is the one where the wolf is fucking the rabbit.
Yeah.
Actually, the deer fucks the rabbit.
Oh, the deer fucks the
The,
well, I
the
heard
rabbits fuck the rabbit.
I heard the
Hi-ho,
rabbit was very
Dario.
promiscuous.
It's very promiscuous, but it's dealing with, I mean, it's not like, hey, check out this deer fucking a rabbit. It's not like that. It's more nuanced in that the rabbit has resigned herself to not being valued enough and not valuable, and that because she's a rabbit and a small creature and probably going to die anyway because she's a rabbit, it's like, why should I try? What's the, everybody says, you shouldn't do this, but what's the point? I mean, I'm probably going to die anyway. So it's,
From what I read, it's like an
way
adult
more
utopia.
Yeah, a little bit. And it's got some very interesting themes, psychological and sociological themes that are really interesting to poke at and delve into. It's a really worthwhile show. I binge watched the entire season because I've got nothing better to do.
If you want another, like, inappropriate show to watch that I have been enjoying immensely, is Kingdom on Netflix.
Oh, the Japanese zombies.
Yes, which is zombies in feudal Korea, and the second season just came out.
Yeah.
It's a very, very excellent show. Like, it just the politics of the time, because it's like there's this assassination attempt kind of ongoing with the zombie plague.
Sorry,
and
Nick's,
has
Nick's
that kind
talking
of
right
wrapped
now.
into things. But what makes it, I think, particularly inappropriate for the moment, if you're looking for something lighthearted, is that the first season is a really, really interesting deep dive into how this zombie plague spreads.
Right.
Like, how it starts, how it begins, and how it grows out of control. And then it ends on a massive cliffhanger that I've been sitting with for a year. So I've been happy to get to the second season and get that cliffhanger resolved. But yeah, if you want to see how a zombie plague spreads, Kingdom. Kingdom is very good.
Good to know.
Yeah.
And in other things that I've done to, what does Caitlin say?
She says our thoughts on lighthearted shows are very interesting. But these aren't lighthearted shows. I specifically haven't been watching lighthearted shows. Although,
Yeah.
no, I have seen, if you want a lighthearted show,
Yeah.
Scissors 7 on Netflix.
Okay.
It's an anime show. Each episode is like 15 minutes long, and it's about this like kind of dumbass noodle maker who wants to be an assassin.
Yeah, that's lighthearted.
And he can control, his superpower is like he can control scissors. Like he has a pair of scissors that he can like psychically control and fly around.
Dude, I saw a show about scissors. I think you would absolutely love.
It's fun.
It's really good. The one, I think the second episode is all about this cat who gives me an assignment to kill a dog. But then once I'm there, it turns out that the cat and the dog used to be in love. And then the dog is like, no, our love is forbidden. We can never have children, so I must push you away. And then at the end, the cat and the dog reunite and realize they still love each other.
Right. That's essentially Beastars. So,
Video games.
video games. What have you guys played? Anything?
I've actually been playing Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of that.
Yeah.
I really like that game. That's really cool.
It's a chill game. It really is. It's a chill game.
Yeah, it's not a difficult game, and that's what I
No.
like.
Not until did you get to the insane asylum?
I did. I didn't have too much trouble with that, but I
Oh.
really didn't like the boss fight that came afterwards.
That was a pain. I did not care for that.
Because the frustrating thing about that boss fight is you basically have to find a certain item to use it to defeat the boss, but the environment is littered with that same type of item all over the place. So you basically have to find the one of that item that you can actually use to defeat the boss.
I'll see.
And
I
it's like,
haven't got to that point yet.
Oh yeah, I just used a guide to look up like, okay, what case do I have to go into to get the appropriate item? And it's like, this was dumb. I think I'm on like chapter 9 now.
Okay, yeah, I left the asylum and I went out and I think I just started talking to people. I got to go back and play that, but that's as far as I got. But yeah, that's a fun. To that point, it was a pretty chill game, but I suppose it's going to get more difficult as it goes on.
There haven't been too many other stealth sequences like that. Like there've been times when I've had to crouch, but nothing where I've had to like sneak by people like that. But
it's a fun little story. Do you know what? Why do I always do this? And I think I brought this up before on the show. In that mansion that you're walking around, there's like walls of books, and then ladders to go up to a second tier of books, and then you go upstairs, and it's more. It's like a library in this mansion, and you're like, how many books do you need? Have you read these all? I mean, are these for decorations? Why do you have so many books in this house? There's got to be thousands of books in this house on an island. How do you get them there?
He gets them imported. He's just a collector.
But it's just like, why do you need
books.
so many books? I mean, I know I have video games behind me, but I don't have. I mean, if picture my entire basement, every wall covered in video games, you'd be like, why do you have so many? And I'd be like, I don't know.
I also like the fact that he's got all these shelves of books, like multiple, but then there's also just books all over the floor too.
Yeah, it's like
at some
hey, I'm
point,
gonna sit here.
Shelves and it's like, yeah, fuck it.
I'm sitting here reading Frankenstein. I'm going to read Frankenstein, original copy of it. I'm just going to leave it right here and walk off and go read Moby Dick over here by the fireplace. And I'm going to put down Moby Dick and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to read this,
I was going to toss these books in the corner and then put a skull on top of them.
I'm going to put a candle next to it. It won't catch fire.
Yeah. But yeah, what I think is cool about that game is the way that it handles dialogue and the way that you kind of build out your character, because you've got like eloquence is a skill, strength is a skill, psychoanalysis is a skill, and there's one more. Oh, like hidden items. And so as you go through in the beginning, you can put points into these skills, and then as you go through the game, that unlocks different things that you can see in the environment. Like you have a medicine skill, and very early on, you see this beached whale that's like got all sorts of cuts in it. And if your medicine is high enough, you could look at that and he'll tell you like, oh, I don't know what kind of weird creature did this. Just talk about the cuts. And then if you don't have a high enough medicine skill, he's just like, oh, this whale looks messed up, that kind of general thing. Or like if your occult level is high enough, he'll look at something and then say, oh, this symbol means blah, blah, blah. And if it's not high enough, he's like, oh, what does this symbol mean? And so when you're in the dialogue options, there's a symbol associated with each of those skills, and it will show you straight up if you can do it. And I like that. I like being able to see, I put a lot of points into psychoanalysis. And so when I'm in a conversation and I see the little brain symbol appear, I just know, oh, that unlocked because I put points into that skill. And it's just neat to, it does a good job of showing you what your points have, the fruits of your labor, essentially. Like
Yeah,
all the
what was
points
weird
have
is
to what you actually get out of it.
when I was in the house the first time, when I got into the manor, right? And I walked around, and there was this door. They had to pick the lock in between these two rooms, and I picked the lock and I went in, right. But then I missed something. There's something I missed, and I walked around. And remember, I told you guys I got stuck. I'm in a point I got stuck, and I had to quit. And because I was getting tired, it was late. And when I went back in, it started me all over again. And somehow I couldn't pick that lock this time. So I must have put a skill somewhere or done something different on that.
Yeah, I know that the lock picking is like part of the investigation skill, the one in the middle. And at this point I've put all my points into that, so that is maxed out. But yeah, it's always like a roll of the dice if you can unlock the door or not. But yeah, I'm enjoying the story. It's I don't know if it's like directly adapted from a Lovecraft story, but it feels like it. You're a private detective tasked with investigating the murder of this family. Like their house burned down, and the police blamed the wife and said like, oh, she started the fire and killed her family. And her father comes to you and is like, I want you to clear the name of my daughter. And so you go to this creepy island, and you kind of get involved with the gang politics of the island, has you sort of uncovered this larger cultist conspiracy. And it's just really well done. It's a well-paced, well-told story of, Lovecraft cosmic horror. And yeah, I've been enjoying the hell out of it.
Oh, cool.
And then I've also just been playing a lot of Division 2, which is like, it's a weird game for me because I've been purposely skipping as much story content as I can, and just sort of, it's like a podcast game. Well, I'll just sit and play it for an hour and listen to a podcast while just shooting shit, and it's fun. Like the shooting is good and it feels good. But
I haven't gone back to that. I played that a little bit too, and I'm kind of stuck at it right now.
Gully, what are you playing?
Let's see. I did it's a Call of Cthulhu again. I got to get back to that. I want to finish that up today. And let's see. I've been streaming. I've been doing a lot of live streaming on Facebook and YouTube, just kind of like this, just kind of chats with people and things like that. It's been going over pretty well. But I did. I played a game of Strat PC hockey last night. I went back to 1992 when Wayne Gretzky was playing for the LA Kings. And they had a fantastic 7-game series with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And so I put that in. I started that 7-game series last night, and I streamed that. And it was a really fun 6-5 win for the Maple Leafs. Had a lot of fun in that game, playing the old names, Wayne Gretzky and Marty McSorley and Kelly Rudy and Felix Potvin, all the guys that I grew up watching. So I played some of that. They had a new DLC. I don't know if I mentioned last week, from my puzzle game. So they had a new DLC for my puzzle game. It's called Americana. So I did there was a baseball, an old like Chevy truck, and old red barn. So they released a DLC pack for my puzzle game. So I've been doing some more jigsaw puzzles. And yeah, that's about it. I'm doing my Stratomatic hockey, doing my puzzle games, and Call of Cthulhu, and just trying not to freak out game.
Yeah.
In real life. So
Hey, if you today, if you want to play Division 2, I would be all over that as soon as we're done with this.
Oh, that might be an idea.
Got nothing else to do.
Yeah. Oh, and I got so. And
I mean, I would, but after this, I gotta go fucking work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You got to work. All
I
right.
would love to play video games in the middle of the day, but I gotta fucking work.
Well, let's play video
No, you
games
got a
tonight then.
laptop and you can
So
work from
We'll
home.
we'll do tonight.
So anyway, when I was playing one of the games,
Sure.
someone told me that I was playing I did the Action PC hockey too. I did a couple of broadcasts with Action PC hockey over the weekend, which is really fun. And so when I was doing it, someone said you should, if you like playing bad teams, I have the baseball game for Action PC, right? And it's a simulation game. They said, get the 1899 baseball season. I'm like, why the hell would I get the 1899 baseball season, right? Well, I guess there's a team called the Cleveland Spiders that played in 1899 and they lost like 142 games.
Oh,
They were like 22 and 142. It was like, I didn't believe them. I went online and looked. I was like, the Cleveland Spiders. Imagine losing 142 baseball games out of a normal season. It was hysterical. So I'm online looking around. It's like, it's $7 to buy the season. It's like, I should get it. I should buy that season for $7. So, oh yes.
did you?
I'm looking at it right now. I think I just put it in my cart. Oh, this is the Action PC hockey game I did. You can probably speed that up a little bit and get to some of the game, because this is actually this is the basics of the game. Yeah, so that's the game right there. I mean, that's a vertical view. I play the horizontal view is how I play that. But yeah, it's just you actually watch the game. The guys skate around a little bit. They're a little janky when they skate around, but this is actually Ron's doing this game. He was showing how to play it, but you can see that the screen moves around. He likes to play vertical. I like to go horizontal because it looks like you're watching on TV, but that's what you do. You have a choice over there how you want to take the face off. And then sometimes you get the puck, you can shoot or pass. You can select who you pass to, things like that. And it's a hockey simulation game, but there is some graphics. And so there's a little box there, as you can see, that does the play-by-play. So between the screen jumping around and the play-by-play box, I managed to put together a hockey broadcast and do an actual hockey game. And what I actually did is, because we're not playing hockey right now, I took a season and I changed all the names of the players to guys in our league. And I put together a 10-team league with all the guys from our league. And Saturday morning I did a doubleheader, and Saturday night I did a doubleheader. And so if you can picture, all the guys in my league are the names. So instead of having Gretzky and Lemieux and stuff, it was Smith and Gardner and all the guys in the league over there. And a shot saved by Jones. The puck goes over to Gardner now. Gardner picks up the puck and sends it up to to Smith. Now Smith over to Carey over to blue line. His shot and his stopped by Johnson. And everybody was in the game. And it was hilarious. And some of the people that were watching the game live were in the game. It was kind of hilarious.
Cool.
I had a couple of goalies that were there, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on here?" I was like, you guys are in the game." And so one goalie was like, "Oh man, I'm having such a bad game," and he ended up winning the game. It was kind of fun. So I changed all the names of the guys in the game to my players. So I did that. So I had some fun with Action PC. But the baseball game, I'm kicking around. It's like $7.03 to pick up the 1899 season to play as the Cleveland Spiders, and I think that would be funny.
All right, so a lot of news to talk about. Some of it is coronavirus related. All of it is gaming related, because if we talk about coronavirus, we'll be here all day.
Yeah.
So let's wait.
Okay, there was two old news stories that we didn't get to that I thought were interesting.
All right, let's hit the news.
Oh, yes.
This is the GameHounds news, the news, views, and commentary of the week in gaming with Gamer Edie, Holy Goalie, and Nick DiNicola. And our first item is...
This is from a couple weeks ago, but we didn't talk about it. There is... they're trying to make a Borderlands movie with Eli Roth, who's the director of Cabin Fever and Hostel, sort of most famously. And it's going to be written by Craig Mazin, who's kind of famous for a lot of the movie parodies. You know, like disaster movie, superhero movie, the later scary movies. You know, those. And it's like, okay, that seems like an appropriate fit. You know, that type of humor for Borderlands. It's like, okay, I can see that. Uh, but what's also really funny is HBO announced that it is going to start making a Last of Us series. Whether it's it's probably just a mini series, but they're looking into making a TV series about The Last of Us, and they're working with Neil Druckmann and the writer of Chernobyl, who is
Ooh, that was a good series.
Craig Mazin.
Oh, same Craig Mazin?
Same Craig Mazin.
Okay, all right, make sure.
No, it is. He's. That's one of the things that made Chernobyl such a weird show, is that it was written, this like critically acclaimed Emmy-winning show was written by the guy who wrote Disaster Movie. And now apparently he's indulging in both of his, contradictory sides by sort of helping pen Borderlands and The Last of Us.
All right. That's kind of cool. Guy's getting a lot of work. Good for him.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Chernobyl success.
Yeah.
That's not two words that usually go together.
No. But it is strange times. So let's see. My first item is, so we're not the only country that's dealing with the coronavirus and things being shut down. California here, they've canceled the entire school year. So there will be no school until next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on a 3-week hiatus.
Yeah, no, they've Newsom canceled the 2020-2021 school year Monday. But Japan is also dealing with the coronavirus and a disruption to their whole doing business. And it's right about graduation time for Japanese students. So a bunch of Japanese students who they've had their schools closed for more than 2 weeks because of the quarantine, and they're going to remain closed over spring vacation. And the Japanese school year ends in March, so they are missing graduation. And then the new school year starts in April. So the kids that were graduating in March, they got hosed. There's no graduation ceremony. It's like, congratulations, you're graduated, get the fuck out. And it's not just, they don't just do high school graduations, also middle school and elementary school and all of those other graduations. So some creative elementary school kids in Japan have come up with a workaround for that. They couldn't hold their graduation ceremony at school, so they held it in Minecraft.
Oh, creative. Yeah. Nice.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, okay. They say it was originally posted by a Japanese Twitter user and showing the virtual graduation ceremony that his elementary school son had put together with his friends. And let's see if I might be able to. I may be able to share. Let's see if I can. I will try my best to share the graduation, or at least the. Here we go. Oh, there it is. All right, let's see if we can share it. But this is a video that they posted. Come on. But yeah, so these kids are, and we've got some photos down here of it that you can see the photos of the ceremony. And of course, it's pulling it up in a new tab, so that's not going to be helpful to me. But yeah, they've created a full. You can see it on the screen here, a full ceremony, and with a red carpet, and all the kids went down the red carpet to do it. It's a really. People are getting very, very creative with how they're working around this coronavirus, and I just think that was such a good feel-good story. That it's like, you know what, you
cool.
can't stop celebration.
Yeah.
Especially with younger people, it is perfectly okay. Maybe not ideal, but under the circumstances, they will find a way to celebrate. So it's like hope
That-
from despair.
That actually reminded me of something else I read about Minecraft from maybe last week, that they are putting together a library. And it's an actual library in Minecraft filled with books that have been banned from various countries.
Mhm.
Because while those countries can ban, a lot of access to this material,
Right.
they allow Minecraft. And so Minecraft is basically creating this massive multinational, covert contraband library within its servers.
God. Who knew Minecraft would ever be like the source of dissent?
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, so was a little bit of a feel good story because we all need one right now.
Cool.
You got anything else?
Sony had their big, maybe not big, reveal of PlayStation 5 this morning, that we were kind of watching before the show, and sort of they got into the details on a lot of the nitty gritty specs. But thankfully it's been long enough that other sites have come out with an analysis of those specs and what it actually means.
Oh God, it was grand. I woke up at 9 o'clock. Well, I mean, I was at 9 o'clock when it was starting. I was watching it, and wow, was it in granular fucking detail about how the SSD is going to work, how it's actually going to affect games, how the flash memory, how it's going to affect games, the GPU, and how it's going to work with the synergy of it, how the chips were built, all the customizations on the chips. It was like really, really, really granular. So, yeah, at a certain point, everybody was like, just tell me the details. But there were like 20 real nerds that were like, oh, awesome.
How many flops again?
Best live stream ever. So what's the analysis?
Yeah, so the analysis is that they're very similar in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like two different, areas where each of them has a significant advantage over the other. The Xbox has a significantly higher graphic CPU. So, the teraflops they have are bigger, which will likely lead to better looking games. And this one thing I saw is like it's probably the equivalent of now Xbox One X versus PlayStation Pro. So, the comparison of the Xbox One X now to the Pro now is probably going to go into the future with the Series X and the PS5. The advantage that PlayStation has is in the I/O throughput, which is how much data the console can process per second. And that is where Sony has the advantage, because they can process 5.5 gigabytes per second, and the Series X could only do about 2.4. So that means that the PlayStation will likely be able to stream things in faster. You won't get those moments where you walk up to the counter in a game and the texture pops in like that. So you'll have less of that, and it'll be able to stream items to the screen faster than the Xbox does without loading.
That'd be cool. I got some breaking news here.
Mm-hmm.
Emperor Palpatine has canceled Order 66 due to the coronavirus.
So how serious is this coronavirus? Have you ever been through a global, not to mention just national thing that is dominating the news that you have heard no jokes about it? I have heard literally one joke. That's it.
I don't know. What about the goalie had that Amazon one the other day?
Right. Goalie had an Amazon, but Goalie always has jokes. He's always fucking writing the jokes. No, this is one that I heard circulating that was, and I think I might be the third person to have heard it. That is, why people are hoarding toilet paper, right? because every time one person sneezes, 100 people shit their pants.
That's funny. Yeah.
And that's the only joke that I have heard about this virus.
Yeah.
That's how serious people are. They're not even joking about it.
No, it's not.
Just go on Reddit.
I heard that
Oh, okay, good.
that Pornhub has people in hazmat suits having sex.
Of course they do.
No.
So I've heard.
Although I also don't.
I've heard that through
I feel
a friend.
like
a friend. There was a friend who said that.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose of the hazmat suit?
It's just going with the flow. It's probably like role playing, cosplaying. You know.
Oh yeah.
The worst one though was
Okay.
there was a Halloween one time many years ago, and we went to a Halloween party, and a guy shows up, and he's like all in white and helmet. And I'm like, what? He goes, I'm a Chilean mine worker.
Oh no.
Oh, it's just like, oh no, you didn't.
So messed up.
Wait, do you know who's not afraid of the coronavirus?
Who?
GameStop.
You heard that too. Holy
Yeah.
crap. GameStop. If there was ever any reason to truly despise GameStop, this story. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. So basically, they only just recently canceled like their midnight launches for things, but all the stores are still open. So they're not being mandated to close. But also
They are not essential services.
cleaning
fuckers.
supplies. Yeah. Cleaning supplies that they had previously said would go out to stores are not actually going out to stores. And demo kiosks that they have originally taken down because, everyone touches the demo kiosk, they're putting it back up because they're like, no, publishers paid for that to be back up. Put that back up.
Right. And they're ordering that they be wiped down on a regular basis, but they're not providing the cleaning supplies.
Yeah, but they're not providing the cleaning supplies. So it's basically, it's very much a company that's just like, oh, fuck, if you get sick, whatever, fuck off. A company that clearly does not care about the well-being of its employees. And yeah, it's
under the circumstances, I really, really, really wish that someone within the government would come in and find the fuck out of those bastards. It's one thing to be holding these mass gatherings when the government is asking you not to do it. It's another thing, and it's another thing to be putting up places where people will congregate despite warnings, but it's absolutely unconscionable that they are not providing cleaning supplies to their employees in order to, or even safety equipment to their employees. I think that if someone contracts coronavirus that is a GameStop employee, if there's more than one of them, if they don't do a class action suit against Microsoft, well, first off, the government should be coming in and shutting them down, like John Taffer style. Shut it down. They should be fined. Absolutely. No question. It is unfucking conscionable what they're doing. And if there was ever a reason for you to boycott GameStop, you should be doing it now.
I think a lot of these closings here are people covering their ass, honest to God, because it just seemed like, excuse me, once the NBA went down, all the other major sports closed down because nobody wanted to be that league or that event that traced something back to them. So that's where we are right now. So, even now it's like, this is closed and that's closed. Every day something new's closed because, and a lot of it is nobody wants to be that place that, like I say, that's going to get in trouble for that. And so there was a restaurant here. Like Monday, the restaurant could stay open, and as usual, then Tuesday we're going to close. And this one restaurant says, "We're having a huge party here tonight. Come on down." And they're going to have to make us shut down if we're going to do this, but we're going to live it up. And they got so much heat and so much flack for saying this. And it's like some people like, yeah, let's do it. And other people are so paranoid that they said no. And so they got in big trouble for doing that. So they said, okay, fine, we'll close as normal, no party, no nothing, whatever.
Yeah. The local restaurant in our neighborhood that's the local pub, one of their biggest days of the year is St. Patrick's Day, which was what, Monday? And they had shut down the day before the announcement was made here. So they were already shut down. And the owner, of course, who sells a massive amount of corned beef on St. Patrick's Day, opted to shut down the day before that event, before St. Patrick's Day, even though he had all the corned beef in his refrigerator. And it was, by the time this is all over with, it's not going to be usable. So what he did is he cooked up all the corned beef yesterday, even though the restaurant is closed. Cooked up all the corned beef yesterday and made an announcement on our local forum, our community forum, and said, hey, if you are hungry, come on down. We have cooked up all the corned beef. We are serving it in individual serving plates. You can just drive by and we're giving it away for free for everybody in the neighborhood. That's what people should be doing. Nice. And we all got to get through this. I mean, as it was, when I heard, because I know they were such a good place, I came in the last night. We opted not to make dinner, even though we could have. We opted not to make dinner, went and got takeout from them, and I tipped the server $100, simply because I knew that they were going to be out of work for at least 2 weeks. And that's the thing. If you act right, if you're a good person, people will support you. But if you are dicks like GameStop, and I understand why they're making this decision, is that they're on the bubble of going under, and that an economic shutdown of this magnitude will absolutely spell the death knell for GameStop.
Yeah.
So they're leaving it open because they're trying to get the last little dollar out of it. But in doing so, they're literally putting everybody else's life in danger. They're putting our national health care system in jeopardy. And that is what was always wrong with GameStop. It was profits first, customers second. Period. The end. And I'm not just talking about second, a distant second. And that is why I would rather quit gaming than ever deal with GameStop after this. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say you should all too. Because clearly GameStop does not give a fuck about anybody but GameStop.
It's about the sports. It's been interesting to see the NFL's reaction, because they're in between seasons right now. And right now their whole kind of preseason draft is kind of progressing as normally. And so it's clear that, like a lot of movies being delayed up till June, they're working with the assumption that let's just keep going, because by the time our sports season starts again, this will probably be over, or hopefully be over.
Meanwhile, the baseball season's fucked because it's supposed to be starting now.
Well, all the other sports have canceled because they're going on now, and it's just an interesting point of comparison to see them sort of be like, yeah, okay, let's just keep going, because by the time we start, hopefully this will all be over.
Yeah, the season. I mean, I'm a season ticket holder of our local baseball team, of the San Francisco Giants, and we were supposed to hold our ticket draft, but we couldn't hold our ticket draft because we didn't even know if there was going to be a season, and if it does start, when it's going to start back up again. So we couldn't draft for tickets, not knowing when the games were actually going to be. So
yeah, you have to wait for the schedule to come out. Yep. Did you guys see the video of Pawn Stars? Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars.
No.
Some guy comes in and puts all this toilet paper and a bottle of cleaner on the counter. He's like, "This toilet paper is single ply." He goes, "This cleaning solution, this bottle's half full." I was, best I could do is $75.
Let's see. In other news, experts are now saying what I said a month ago, at least, is that because of the COVID, that this is going, even though there has been no confirmation. I was expecting to hear something from possibly Sony or Microsoft this week, But experts are saying that there's no doubt that COVID is going to disrupt the production of the PS5 and the Series Xbox X, and that there's no way that it's going to come out in 2020. And it's
I feel like one person said that though.
no. It was a number of and these are like the financial analysis, the Michael Pachters of the world. And this is one organization called DFC Intelligence Report, which is a game industry research firm in 1994. And according to them, there is a very real chance that one or both of these consoles are going to miss the scheduled holiday 2020 release date. And it's because of the supply chain issues, because everything has been shut down in China. Everything got shut down in China, and the virus did not resolve in a very good way so far. And whatever supply, even if they get supply back online, they are so back ordered to other stuff that didn't happen while China was shut down. And there's also the issue that as China is maybe coming back up, other countries are shutting down because they're going, it's, a domino effect. So it is going to have according to them, quote unquote, coronavirus is likely to have a major short-term impact on the delivery of both systems. There is a strong likelihood one or both of the systems may not make a 2020 launch. If the systems do launch, supply will likely be constrained and initial pricing could be higher than expected. Currently, the economy is in an unprecedented state of uncertainty. Even if the situation clears up in a few weeks, the ability to manufacture and release a high-end new game system has already been severely impacted. So yeah, there you go. Not just me anymore. And also related to COVID, because let's face it, it's affecting everything. Steam this week hit a record concurrent users and they're saying it's due to the virus.
Yeah.
More than 20 million people logged in, 20,313,451 in a 24-hour peak, according to data from the Valve's platform website. The first time Steam was ever had more than 20 million users online at once. Nearly 6.4 million of them were actively playing a game. The previous record had been with 19 million, and that was just over a month ago, which makes sense because that's when China was having its issues. So, but anyway, it's now that I would imagine there's probably going to be a lot more of these records being broken, especially as, 6 million people in the Bay Area are now on lockdown. And I would imagine we're not going to be the last people to be locked down like this. So yeah. And related to that, the consoles are also struggling with increased amount of traffic. Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation are struggling to handle all the quarantined gamers. This was a couple of days ago. The Nintendo eShop was borked for US and UK users. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's online features failed to load in the UK. The eShops are giving error messages, and Nintendo did confirm on its Japanese Twitter that as of March 17th at 5:56 p.m. Japan time, all of its network services had failed. And that it is due
They all
to
are. PlayStation,
cloud.
Xbox, everyone's having problems.
Right. There has been a demand that Animal Crossing New Horizons be released early because there are so many people that are desperate to play anything right now because they're stuck in their homes. 20,000 fans signed a change.org petition, and I don't know, that was yesterday, so I have no idea how many people today, asking for the game to be released early. And as far as other platforms, it looks like Twitter, if you look at Down Detector, to check the online gaming services in the last 24 hours, you will see Overwatch, Battle.net, which is Blizzard's online portal. RuneScape, Counter-Strike, Steam, Minecraft, and Xbox Live have all had issues in the last day. Xbox Live and PlayStation Network also failed over the weekend. And a bunch of popular titles have also started failing, including PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, GTA 5, Fortnite, Apex Legends, Destiny, and Call of Duty. And even Discord is starting to have failures, and Twitch as well. So there have been, because of this unprecedented demand, all of these systems, all these companies are really struggling to handle the surge. Everybody's worried about the fucking hospital surge. What about the gaming surge?
Yeah.
The gaming surge is real. So everything is struggling with traffic right now.
If you do want something to play, just a handy little fun thing to kill some time, Alto's Odyssey and Alto's Adventure are free this week on the iOS store. The developer has put them out for free just this week to sort of help with cabin fever. But those are probably two of the best mobile games that have ever been put on iOS. So yeah, Alto's Adventure and Alto's Odyssey, they're just very chill, very relaxing snowboarding games, and highly recommended, especially since they're fucking free.
Yeah.
And they have like no microtransactions in them. So it's not like the type of game where you'll get it for free and then, pay more over time.
Free to play as opposed to just free.
Yeah, this is just straight up download these and you'll have them forever, and they are highly, highly worth it. Anyone with an iPhone should download them.
Good. Let's see. You got anything else? I got a few other things.
I know one of the cool things, and I was trying to look up a video of it, is that the Xbox Series X, and this came from something earlier this week that I didn't see, and I've been having trouble finding stories about it. But the way that they'll handle external USB drives is really, really simple. You'll be able to replace the drive very easily on the actual console itself, but also any external USB drive that you have now for the Xbox, you can just plug it into the Series X and it will work as normal.
Really?
So you don't need anything else. Yeah. So whatever external drive you have now is fully forwards compatible, which is
can you
really,
take
really
over
helpful because
take over the podcast.
if you buy like a terabyte external drive, okay,
Yeah.
external drives can get very expensive, especially when you're dealing with these consoles and games that are 100 gigabytes. It's very nice to know that if you dropped a couple $100 on like an external terabyte drive, that you can use it going forward. You'll be able to keep using it. It's just a nice user-friendly feature, which seems to be Microsoft's bread and butter at this point, is trying to do enough user-friendly things to increase their share.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
have
a good
externals on
tactic.
all my stuff. I have externals because it just, you fill them up. Even if you have, I put a 2 terabyte one on my PlayStation. I still needed more.
Yeah. With the PlayStation, I've gotten into the habit of like trying to call that main row of games on the home screen. So like if there's a game at the end, like any game that I buy, I don't want like my unplayed games to get to the end of that row. If it ever does, I'm like, okay, I know I need to delete some stuff. I need to make room.
Yeah.
I want all of my shit to be on that row. All my installed games are on that row. I don't want anything to fall off.
Well, I
That's just
haven't
sort of
fall
my
off. I have a
organizational habit.
but yeah. I understand. I hate going
I
into
mean,
the
it does
game
happen.
folder.
It does happen.
It does happen, But there's a lot of the problem is, Nick, these games are so big that once you download either the game or the update for the game, it's like you don't want to have to do that again. You really, because they're so big, it could be all day, and there's
Yeah.
nothing worse than it's like, hey guys, let's play a game. Okay, yeah, let's put this in. Oh, I deleted it. I won't be playing with you guys tonight.
Yeah.
And you sit in the chat room and you chat with everybody who's playing while you're watching the download. I'm at 15%. And it was like, well, I'm getting tired. I'm going to bed. It's 1 a.m. Oh, I'm at 22%.
Yeah, you have to make appointments to play with your friends if you don't have it on your hard drive right away the day before. You have to decide the day before.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Or worse yet, you're sitting there going, let's play. I've had that happen. You want to play Red Dead Redemption? I'm like, I deleted it. I'm like, oh, well, why don't you download it again? It's like, it'll be done tomorrow if I do. Yep.
I did also, speaking of big games and free games, Call of Duty released their Battle Royale version, Battle Royale mode this week or last week. But it's a free-to-play mode, actually. Like, it is a standalone free-to-play thing. It's called Warzone. So if you're looking for something to play, you can download that, but it's also like 100 gigabytes because it's basically that mode plus the full game, because that map uses a lot of the assets from the main game. So free, but also very, very big. So start downloading it today to play over the weekend.
Assuming that the system doesn't go down because everybody's doing it.
Yeah. From what I understand is that the systems went down, but they're all back up now.
Yeah, sorry I had to step away. Fun fact, what's going on in GameHounds HQ. So I have a house guest that's been staying in my in-law apartment downstairs. And he is the morning host for Bloomberg Radio in New York.
Oh, fantastic.
But we're in California, but he wakes up in the middle of the night, goes into work at 1:30 in the morning, and gets off work at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, or 10 o'clock in the afternoon when he's done. So he's live in New York from normal time that you guys have. I think he starts at 9 a.m. So he starts at 6.
Yep.
And goes until noon or whatever, or 10, whatever it is. Anyway, they've shut down the Bloomberg offices in the Bay Area. So he can't go into work to the studio to do his recording. So they have shipped a mobile studio, and Bloomberg Radio New York is actually broadcasting from my basement. Yay. Strange times.
That's neat.
So anyway, FedEx was delivering parts, and I had to get it down to him so that he can install it so that he can go on the radio tomorrow morning. Yay.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So if you ever want to listen to what it sounds like in Edie's basement, listen to Bloomberg Radio.
It'd be funny if you heard
morning.
the GameHounds bleeding through in the background.
No, you would not hear that. No, he's off the air by the time we're here.
No, then we definitely need a plug. So I was like, well, in GameHound Central.
Yeah, and also I've started another podcast. It would not be interesting to anybody listening right now, but I've started a podcast for our neighborhood for us to do a call in, and going to be doing it on Spreaker. That is. Because everybody's just sitting around their house. I mean, they're working and stuff, but
do it
playing.
Here. Do it. This is what I do, Edie. I go on the StreamYard and I broadcast to Facebook, and I sit here and I talk and I just watch the chat, and I chat on Facebook, and you can do YouTube and Facebook as you do.
Right.
And that's what I do locally. I put it on my page, and people are popping in and out, and we're talking about anything, and it's a local talk show, and I've been doing it like the last 3 days in a row.
Yeah, I'm just doing it as a broadcast because and we have you can't throw a dead cat without hitting a musician in this town. It tends to have a lot of musicians of note. So I've been downloading as many of the local musicians, and buying their albums and stuff and playing them. in between. So it's more like that old radio that you would hear in the 70s where someone would play music and then they'd pop in and they'd talk about something. Or if there's news, like what's open, what's closed, if somebody has, that kind of stuff. News about whether the parks are open, and because everything is changing. So yeah, that's what I'm doing on top of everything else.
So
All right.
okay. I need to amend my story about Xbox's external hard drives.
Yes.
So if you have an external hard drive for the Xbox One X currently, you can plug that into the Series X console and run those games fine. But you will not necessarily be able to run Xbox Series X games off of that old external drive. So
I see. Okay.
any old generation games will work with a current external hard drive, but any new generation games will not. But there's a
You can't mix
service
and
called
you can't mix and match.
yeah, but there's an Xbox a feature called Xbox Velocity that is sort of like an internal like extra memory that they're using to kind of assist with the transfer speed involved in the older hard drives. That means maybe like you'll be able to do some stuff off of that. It's very mixed from what I can tell, but importantly, older games can run on any hard drive that you plug in. Newer games, most likely not.
So yeah, so it's must be how it's coded or something.
I think it's the speed, like the transfer speed. The cable of those old hard drives is just not pushing enough data through for the newer generation
new one.
games.
I see.
Which makes sense, and at least you have a hard drive for your old console, plug it in, you get all the old games. So.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. My last item that I have at the moment is Critical Role. Critical Role made an announcement on Monday that it is suspending all live streams. And in addition, in addition, they all work in No Play, which is, I guess, their other show. It's pre-recorded usually instead of being played live. So it is going to still air on Twitch, but it will, and it's going to be air on Twitch on March 17th and March 31st. But after that, it will be suspended because they're not recording new episodes.
It makes sense. Yeah, they've got a little buffer.
Right. Yeah. So their press release said, like many of you, we've been monitoring the progressing situation around COVID-19 and have made the difficult decision to temporarily stop all live broadcasts effective Tuesday, March 17th, 2020. Please note that our next episode of All Work, No Play will air live on Twitch today, which was March 17th at 4 p.m. Pacific, and the finale will air on Tuesday, March 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific. The health and safety and well-being of our company and our employees is the highest priority for us, and we asked our staff to begin working from home to practice social distancing last week. Our hearts go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. If you're interested in helping, many state governments have set up special funds to help those in your local community. So check out COVID-19responsefund.org. They'll keep with the social media accounts and websites. Those will be updated. So they're still updating from their social media and their websites, but they're not doing any shows. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
It'll all get back to normal eventually. It will. It'll all be normal sometime. Just not right now. We can do this. We can do this together. This is not the zombie apocalypse. The zombies will go away. Just kind of sucks at the moment. So you have anything else?
At least I've still got a backlog of episodes.
Oh God, I'm literally hundreds of hours. It's been more than a year since I've listened.
I've been looking for other stuff.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Nick?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Critical Role. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
No, I'm here.
Yeah. No, you're
Hello?
having issues. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Nick?
I made the mistake of opening. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yes, I can hear you too.
I can't hear him.
I
and
can
it's
see
friggin'
that I'm on a
great.
delay.
Why don't you just sign off? Just sign off and just,
I made the mistake of opening several links at once.
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
Is that the scissor link I sent you?
Yeah, I need to burn this computer now.
It's on
That was a
fire.
bad link. Should not have opened it.
Oh, before I forget, check this out, right? So this morning I'm walking the dog and I got satellite radio on and I'm listening to a national sports talk show, right? And-
God, talk about people that are sucking right now. Oh my God,
yeah,
those
there's
poor
nothing to talk
people.
about.
There's
Luckily,
literally nothing to talk about in sports.
if it wasn't for Tom Brady, there'd be nothing.
Nothing.
So
Yeah.
Tom Brady's going to Tampa Bay. Okay, that's what it looks like. So the first call of the day, this is not a joke. This is a true story this morning. The first call today was this guy. I want to say it was like Mark in Boston. Okay. Mark in Boston, you're first up. And now this is a national show. Okay. It's not a Boston show. And the guy starts talking and I swear this was Grandpa's voice and Grandpa's chest.
Oh,
It was to T. The cadence, how he talked. It was kind of like, so I'm a football fan. And I'm not happy that Tom Brady's leaving. I'm like, this Grandpa, I need to get a hold of this guy so he can do the voice for Grandpa's chest. It was spot on how he talked and how he laid. I was like, he could have done a whole episode for me. And I stopped and I'm listening like, no way. This guy, I don't know how old this guy is, where he is, but he's got the Boston accent down to he was Grandpa right down to the T. It was awesome. It was really awesome. And if I can find the link somewhere, sometimes they have the podcast of the show. I'll try to find it and I'll send it to you guys and pinpoint where he comes in. And you guys will crap your pants. You'll be needing toilet paper because you'll be like, holy cow, this guy does sound like it.
I have a lot of toilet paper, so we're good. Yeah, I have to use a lot of toilet paper.
You would think it was me calling in with the voice changer. That's how close this was. It was
wow.
It was
That's
something
cool.
else. So it kind of gave me hope that maybe the voice doesn't sound too bad in Grandpa's hidden chest. So.
No, it doesn't sound.
It doesn't sound bad at all.
Yeah,
So
but
it sounded like this
simple
guy.
Changer,
It sounded like this guy. So I was like, that's pretty freaking funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to say that.
You know, I know that you're kind of like, I don't really want to do Grandpa's hidden chest. I'm just not in the mood. You know what, Coley? Now is when we need you to do Grandpa's
I know,
hidden chest.
but I need some help with the next episode because I am kind of, like I'm in a funk right now, and it's like the
Okay,
creativity.
I had
is not there.
ideas for things.
Send them over and I'll start.
I should get the writing.
I was working on one. The one I was working on was it was about the atomic bombs in Bikini Atoll and how they were a distraction for something else.
Fun fact. My father was in World War II and was when he was being discharged, he was told that he had an option if he wanted to, that they would increase his rank and his pay grade after, he was like a couple of weeks from being discharged. He knew what his discharge was going to be. He knew what his rank at discharge was going to be. And then word came out that if they wanted to stay another 2 weeks and go to this thing at Bikini, that they would increase his pay grade and increase his discharge rank. And he was like, oh, that would be good. But he just decided that he kind of wanted to come home. And it was the atomic tests at Bikini Atoll. And he opted not to go. He came that close. He was like, and he really struggled with the decision and kind of at the last minute decided, yeah, I don't want to go. I just want to go home.
Wow. So
I came very close to being a meatloaf. Yeah. So yeah, that would have sucked. But yeah, it was a decision that he made, a bullet, almost a literal bullet he dodged. that he was not one of the guys sitting off the coast watching the atomic bomb. And afterwards, he was a little disappointed. He's like, "Oh man, I really should have gone. I really should have seen that." And it wasn't until years later that they realized, "Thank God I didn't go."
Oof.
Yeah, he was really interested. He kind of wanted, I mean, they told him what it was. They were going to explode a nuclear bomb. And he's like, it sounds kind of interesting. I would really like to see that. You know, it's like a once in a lifetime chance to see an atomic bomb
Yeah.
explode from like the front row. We would have front row seats.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anything. I'm going to put together a story for you because I got nothing to do but sit around and make new podcasts and do taxes and stuff. But if I'll try to put together a story for you. Do you want it like in detail of like the lines that you read, or just the story?
You could give me bullet points. I mean, if you have some major things that you want to do, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, you could say, "Hey, I'd like to do this or that or the other thing," and you know, because Nick kind of gave me a script, and I used most of it, but there was some things that didn't work with what I had, so I just improvised.
Yeah.
But for the
I
most
kind of
part,
wrote out a short story because I wasn't sure what else to do.
yeah. But if you want to do bullet points, that's fine.
So I've kind of ignored the chat room today, and I'm sorry, but I do want to point out, just like do a shout out to everybody. Corey Wallace pointed out that ESPN is playing pro bowling. Poor ESPN. Poor
know.
ESPN.
I know.
So ESPN is showing ESPN3 content.
Because anything that they can do in a. Did you see John Oliver's most recent this week in John? Yeah, it was no audience, white screen behind him because they have their offices in one building, they have their studio in another building, and there was a case of coronavirus at both of those buildings. So they went to a whole other location with a skeleton crew and a white screen behind him, and he did a last show about the coronavirus, and it's so different without the audience too, because that's like part of it is that he's doing it in front of a live audience. And yeah, it's very different, but they're going off the air, and that was their last one for a while.
Oof.
AC Wraith said, "Who gets front row seats for an atomic blast more than once in a lifetime? Godzilla. Go. What was it?
Ooh.
Gojira.
Gojira?
Yeah, AC Wraith has linked the Coronavirus 2 last week tonight with John Oliver. It's on YouTube. Worth watching. Watched a lot of YouTube lately. A lot of pointless stuff.
Get that ad block because those YouTube ads are murder.
Oh, God. I really should. Because, yeah, the YouTube ads are kind of suck a lot. So anything else right before we shut this down?
I did see a story, and it has been debunked. There was this sort of joke going around that there's a biotech company in Wuhan, China, where the virus originated, that has the same umbrella logo, has the Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil.
Oh no.
No.
But that's not actually true.
Okay, good.
The logo is from a company in Shanghai.
Oh, okay.
I like it better the other way. It was more fun.
But still, why would you
It was
pick
fun that way.
logo?
Yes, it
Or
is.
was the
I think from what I
who
saw
had it
from
first?
Kotaku is that it was a I'm trying to find the Kotaku article now. It was done as like an in joke for this new company. Oh, come on. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, GameStop has canceled the midnight release events for Animal Crossing and Doom. That was the other thing that GameStop was doing. It was still holding midnight release events through all of this. Dicks.
Okay, so update. that post was just for fun. It was a gag that was created before the then new company's official site launched.
Mm-hmm.
So the image of that biotech company's site was created before that company actually launched.
Oh, okay.
It's basically a jokey thing. The logo's real though, but it's also just the logo. But it would have been if it was in actual Wuhan, China. Then that's reason to be significantly worried, because then it probably is the zombie virus. It just has a very long gestation period.
Hey, so I picked up that $18.99 baseball season for Action PC Baseball, and it gives you the actual stats. I mean, so you can go back and replay it, but to kick things off, you can choose between looking at real life stats and the games that you play, what's called the replay stats, right? So it kicked up all the stats. This Cleveland Spiders team, they were 20 and 134. 20 wins, 134 losses. They were only 84 games out of first place.
Wow.
Can you imagine being one of the 20 teams that they beat? Oh,
Well, I was looking at some of the scores there, and there was some teams they lost to like all 14 times they played. They didn't beat anybody. It was like, so I'm going to have to play some of the season here just for fun. I love playing the crazy teams like that. But yeah, imagine that 20 wins. So it's 154 games you played. You won 20 times. I was like, ooh, boy, that's good seats still available.
Corey Wallace points out that the anagram of Corona is raccoon.
No, it's
What?
not. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
RACOON. Nope, it is. It's an anagram.
No, the anagram of Corey is your mama. So.
Oh, by the way, if you're interested in going, and I say that in air quotes, to GDC, if you want to go, at GDC, it's been postponed.
Yeah,
but
because they have the virtual thing.
right, somebody has created an MMO parody of it called the Crows Developer Conference, which was previously made Accounting Plus in conjunction with Rick and Morty's Justin Roiland, and is now working on the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. It is a digital reimagining of GDC, and I'm reading this directly out of Kotaku, or perhaps a max volume boombox blast of GDC's networking obsessed ID, or ID, which will be live all this week. So yeah, you can actually go into Game Developers Conference through a really, stripped down kind of blocky MMO. And yeah, so yeah, it's out there. I'm trying to see where it might be. It's called Crows Developers Conference. It's a free game from development studio Crows Cross Crows.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, sorry. Crows. That's the name of the company. My bad.
Yeah.
I was just reading it wrong. So it's Crows is the name of the company, and they're doing it the Crows Developers Conference.
I think the other way is better. Crows, cross, across, crows. I mean, that really
Crows, cross,
up.
crows.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't have my my screen glasses on at the moment.
That's
I haven't
right.
reached the age that I need screen glasses.
Yeah, I'm getting
regular glasses.
Yeah, I hear you, but we can't go to the eye doctor right now because of what's going on. So
yeah, AC Wraith has AC Wraith has provided the link for to find the Crows Developers Conference website.
Funniest thing I gotta say that. So Tom Brady's supposed to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? That's if you follow football. Tom Brady, everyone knows Tom Brady. So there was a meme, whatever it is, right? Somebody,
meme.
Yeah,
it's not whatever. It's a meme.
So like somebody's got Tom Brady photoshopped in a Tampa Bay uniform. They did a fantastic Photoshop job, by the way, right? And the meme says, "If you weren't there when we were 7-9, then don't be there when we're 8-8."
That's hilarious.
It was. It was. They're such a bad. He's like, what are you thinking, Tom? You're all the worst team in the league.
Oh, hey, news. Nevada shut down. It's starting. Non-essential businesses and casinos all closed in the state of Nevada. So
Yeah, I saw the casino.
John
shut down
Tapper,
up there.
shut it down. That's what they're doing. 30 days.
Is it 30 days? Oh, man. This is starting to suck now.
Yep. And on top of it, if you're in Salt Lake City or anywhere around Salt Lake City, I'm so fucking sorry. It was so, I kind of blame myself. I was literally, as I was getting into bed last night, I was thinking to myself, it would fucking figure that it's in the middle of all of this that we might have an earthquake. And then I would have to deploy into my community team because we literally know everybody who lives in the neighborhood is in the neighborhood. We would be completely overloaded because we're not poised to handle what's going to happen if we have another kind of disaster at a time when everybody is home and nobody is at work. And sure enough, I woke up this morning, freaking Salt Lake City, 5.7 earthquake. I'm so sorry, Salt Lake. I really am. I kind of blame myself.
Someone
I thought
said,
about it.
Someone
It
said
happened.
that we need to unplug 2020 for 30 seconds and plug it back in.
Yeah, pretty much. So far, not such a great year. But you know what? We can make it a great year. We can let circumstances be shitty all around us, but if we stand together, we can actually make this a much better year than it has
No,
been.
don't stand together. That's exactly what we're not supposed to do. Jesus, Edie.
Stand 6 feet apart from each other, but together.
Hands across America. Don't touch.
That's as close as I want to get to you right there, Gully. That's it. 6 feet.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm going to go this way. How? High five, Nick. High five. Yes.
Gotta,
There we go.
my other hand's holding a cat.
We'll get through this, guys. We will get through this. But yeah, we're be the best of us ourselves. Bottom line. We can make this a shitty situation and just fall into how shitty it is. And it's shitty. But we're past that point of being terrified. Now we're at that point of like, we're going to stand, at least spiritually stand together.
Well, you can't shit bricks because you got nothing to wipe with. So, I mean, don't be doing that.
Hey, if anybody needs any toilet paper, I do have a little bit extra. I ordered a brick of toilet paper like a week and a half ago, and it just happened to arrive the
Amazon's
first day
out.
of our shutdown, and it was like, yay, got my toilet paper.
Are you gonna TP your own house just to
I'm
flex
not.
on your neighbors?
No, I'm actually offering toilet paper to people in the neighborhood. I'm putting it out there that I've got a few extra rolls if anybody needs it.
Oh, don't do that. Your house get robbed.
No. It won't get robbed. We're not going to get robbed. That's the thing. We're not like that. Everybody thinks that it's going to fall apart. And the way to make sure that everything falls apart is to act like it's going to fall apart. It's not. It's
I don't know.
not. Police are still going to be here. Everything is actually a little bit easier to deal with because you got so many fewer people on the road.
Last night,
We're all in this together. We're going to get through it together.
a car drove by my house last night playing the theme to The Purge, and I was a little concerned.
You know what? I might just do that just for fun. I'm at that point where I'm thinking of just things to do in the neighborhood to just fuck with people. Like, get a Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries and just drive around the neighborhood. Or no. I'm all the theme to what was it? Was it Caddyshack? I'm all right. I'm all right.
You know what you need to do?
Ain't
Get one.
nobody worry about me.
What
Just
are
drive
those-
around the neighborhood. Just do that.
No, go get a death mask. So, with like the beak, the black
Oh,
face with the nose, right? And what
The
you
plague
do,
doctors.
you get the plague doctor, right? You go outside, you get a little open flame barbecue going, and you start tearing off toilet paper and dropping it into the flame. Would that be a visual or what?
That's kind of cool, actually. I may have to go order a plague doctor mask.
And then start lighting the toilet paper on fire, one square at a time.
We might do that in the back. You know what? I'll do that in the. I'll set up the small barbecue in the back of the truck, and have Kevin driving around. So I'll just drive around in the back of the truck, burning up pieces of toilet paper
Oh,
in the plague mask. We're actually no. Our neighborhood is not panicking at all. Our neighborhood is actually really cool.
That's why you gotta get the
Kenny
plague doctor
Loggins,
mask to
thank
make
you.
them panic.
Thank you. The Kenny Loggins Caddyshack theme. That's the one. AC
I
Ray
like-
says, I'm more worried about how this is my usual life and everyone else is freaking out about it. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's kind of sort of. I looked at Kevin and
I'm
said,
very
what
much
are we
in that
going to do?
same
We're going to
boat.
be stuck in the house for 21 days. Kevin looks at me and goes, this is what we've been doing for the last 3 months. How is that going to change anything?
with no sports to play, there's no sports to watch. I actually started talking with Mrs. Goley the other night. It turns out she spent 20 years in the medical field. Who knew? and she likes eggplant.
Andy Shaw says, we've been working from home since last week until March 30th for now. You're in Australia? What to say? Where's Andy Shaw? Andy, where are you right now? So
That's right. I wonder how Australia's dealing with this, because aren't the fires still going there?
the bushfires, possibly. I don't know. Oh, he's in New York City. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he's not. Bumbo says PVZ.
Yeah, Plants vs Zombies.
Plants vs.
Garden
Zombie,
Warfare 2.
Garden Warfare 2. Good
Is that
deal.
free to play?
I don't think so.
It very well might be.
What platform are you playing it on, Bumbo?
Xbox 360.
I think it's on most places.
Right, that's why I'm asking which one he's playing it on. Corey Wallace says, "Does the brick feel like sandpaper?" I have no idea what that was relating to. It's obviously a conversation that went.
Corey,
Where?
if
Oh,
you could
the
do us
shit
a
brick?
favor and just leave the chat room.
The bricks that you shit
That'd be
out?
great.
No,
Corey,
do
can you
not say
quarantine
that.
yourself? Can you go into self shelter for a few weeks from the chat room, Corey? That would be great.
Bobo says it's $20 right now, and I'm playing it on the PS4.
$20, nothing like that should be $20 ever.
Gotcha.
If it's a good game, yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
Eh.
I got the Division 2 for $3. I'm not paying $20 for Plants vs. Germ Warfare or whatever it is.
Garden Warfare.
Yeah.
I think you would like Plants vs. Zombies.
I've seen it. I've seen it played, and it seemed like it's almost like a mini tower defense.
Well,
game
the
kinda,
Garden
sorta.
Warfare. The Garden Warfare is a team-based shooter. It's a
Oh, is it?
spin-off of
Oh,
the
okay.
tower defense game.
I don't know nothing anymore.
Let's see. Corey Wallace said, you said you bought a brick of toilet paper. Yeah. Okay. There we go. It is a brick of toilet paper. It's 24 double rolls. Or 30 double rolls, which is way more than enough to get me through 3 weeks. But Charlie says, first time I'm seeing you guys in a long time. Oh, it's Uncle Chaz. Hey, how you doing? One of our listeners from the way back years. While working from home, and I get to do some things I normally don't do. Welcome. We're going to be here every Wednesday, as we always do, from 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, until we run out of steam and or stories, or Goalie gets hungry and says he has to leave.
I'm getting hungry. I do have to leave shortly.
Okay. So let's hit the last little bit of pimping things. First off, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/GameHounds. That is our website for donating to us. It helps pay for the live stream. This is not a free service, and the video live stream we've been paying for this for years. More than a decade. I've been paying for it out of my own pocket. And now, at the behest of my brother, who said I'm an idiot for not asking for donations, we're not asking a lot. $1 a month. $1 a month. If 20% of the people that listen to this show pitched in $1 a month, it would literally pay for this stream. It would also pay for a bunch of other things that I'd really like to do. I would really like to get some swag and do some possible giveaways. But given that we're already paying for a ton of stuff already, that I can't do it, but I want to. So make the GameHounds a much better podcast. $1 is a month is all we ask. If you want to do more and you love us that much and you really want to show a lot of love, we are not going to turn you away. But it is patreon.com/GameHounds. Also, want to pimp out Goalie's new podcast, Grandpa's Hidden Chest. Grandpa'sHiddenChest.com is the website. It is a episodic mystery, I guess you would say.
A little fiction mystery show.
Yeah.
We have no idea what it is. We're just
It's
doing
really good. It's episodic stories about what this guy finds in his dead grandpa's hidden chest that lead to stories about finding out more about what his grandpa did for the army. And he is a very interesting character. And it's voice acted, and it's really well done. So check it out, grandpa'shiddenchest.com, especially if you have nothing else to do and you want to listen to something that takes you away to somewhere else. I highly recommend it. So yeah, that's it. Anything else before we close out the show?
No, just stay safe, everybody, and hopefully we can weather this storm. And yeah.
Yes. All right. So on that note, let's close this out. You've been listening to GameHounds, episode 537. We recorded this on March 18th, 2020. I've been Edie Sellers, and with me has been Holy Goalie and Nick DiNicola. Ways to get a hold of us: gamehounds.net is our website, and gamehounds at gamehounds@gmail.com is our email. We record this show live I am totally blocking your audio right now. We record this live every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Join us. Hey, you got nothing better to do. You're all locked down anyway. Might as well listen to us. Join us in our live audio stream on Spreaker at Speaker with an R, Spreaker.com, or you can join our video stream. The video stream is on YouTube under GameHounds Vids. That's GameHounds VIDS as in videos, or on Facebook under The GameHounds. Every link for everything that we talked about today has been put into the comments, either whether it be Facebook or Spreaker or YouTube, by our link bitch, AC Ray. Thank you so much for doing that every single week. And our Facebook is lovingly curated by our very own piss boy, Steve M. Hawk Ortegon, with news throughout the week. Please check it out. It is The GameHounds on Facebook, and follow it because, one, you get a bunch of news and find out what we're doing, and two, you can get alerts that we have gone live for this show. Anything else, Nick or Goalie, that we want to remember? Anything else?
Behind you, Nick. Behind you.
Oh, fuck me. All right. We'll talk to y'all next week. Have a good one. Bye.
Stop.
All right. We still have the video stream going. Yes, my hands are clean. Yes, my nose is itching like crazy. So yes, my start date for my job is going to be at the early April. So we're gonna have to do a time change, golly.
I've been thinking about this. Honestly, if you're working 9 to 5, I would say you and Nick find a time that works for you, and I will just join when I can because I don't want to have a time work around me, because especially if it's on the weekend, it's going to be tough for me to saddle in every single week on the weekend. So you guys pick a time, no matter when it is, and if I can jump in from time to time, I will.
Okay.
And that's probably the best I'm gonna do.
Yeah. All right.
Just because of my weekend schedule, and some, like I say, sometimes I could go weeks and be perfectly fine, and other times, like Sundays, I don't know where I'm going to be. Saturdays are hit or miss, and with the 3-hour time difference, it's tough to do, for
Yeah.
you guys too. We don't want to be doing it too early or too late. So I would say you guys figure out a time, and I will join as much as I can.
Okay.
And even if I only join in for a half hour or so, I'll do what I can. So.
Yeah, I mean, there is a possibility that we could stay on Wednesdays, just make it a night show as opposed to an afternoon show. Because I get out of work at 5, and I'm gonna be home because I live in, well, with no traffic, it's 13 minutes from my house. With average traffic, it's probably 30 minutes. So I would be home at 5:30 every single day.
I mean, if we did, I mean,
I wouldn't be able to do that though.
Yeah, because you work. Your schedule, you don't get off at 5. So so we may have to.
I work Monday,
Like
Tuesday.
audio.
I work Monday, Tuesday nights. Thursday nights, because I'm up at 4:45, I'm in bed early, so it would leave Wednesday for me. Most Wednesdays, I should say. But again, if we start at 7 your time, that's 10 my time, and then
we wouldn't start at 7. We would start at 6.
Yeah. So I mean, but again, you guys try to work it out, knowing that because I thought about that. The week would be probably impossible for me. Because I wouldn't want to be doing it at 10 o'clock at night, any night during the week. It just And weekends are just hit or miss because I work all Saturday, and Sundays, I don't know where I am on Sunday. So you guys work it out, and I'll try to work around you as best I can.
Yeah. Charlie's Uncle Chaz says, you guys aren't on Twitch at all? No, we're not on Twitch. We probably could be. I guess we could be. Well, the video stream on this that we use does not support Twitch. In fact, we did do a Twitch where we were gaming, and that was the only way that we could do it. And it was a little bit challenging, but we managed it, but it was a little challenging. We had to kind of kludge together a system to get the Twitch onto the StreamYard channel. So I'm hoping, in fact, now maybe it's a good time to contact the StreamYard guys and say, we need to be on Twitch. You need to support, because the only thing that this particular platform supports is Facebook. Or Facebook and YouTube.
From what I hear, though, with Twitch, you can't stream Twitch and something else live at the same time. I'm pretty sure, because I had someone else is doing Twitch. He's like, I can't do Twitch and Facebook. I can't do Twitch and YouTube.
Really?
In fact, when he goes live on Twitch, he can't send any of his videos over to YouTube for 24 hours. So Twitch has some quirky things you might want to look into. Maybe that's why they didn't do Twitch.
Oh, you know what? It's Amazon versus Google.
So
probably that they block it.
So it's something like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I was going to be a place, I would rather be on Twitch rather than YouTube Live. I mean, YouTube Live is fine. It's accessible and everything, but it's not a live platform, and it's not really a live gaming platform, whereas Twitch would be. How does Warframe do Twitch and YouTube at once? That's a good question.
I don't know. I mean, check it out.
And Uncle Chaz said my church is on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook Live.
Okay, maybe it is, but I heard that you had to, with Twitch had different rules. But maybe they've changed them. Maybe things could be different. But just look into it.
Maybe
so we
there's
don't.
some technicality in each of those.
Yes, we don't get in trouble and stuff. But maybe it's certain things. I don't know.
Yeah. So Mrs. Gully was concerned that I was going to kill you because of your antics with when I was doing the closing. But first off, Sharon, they do that every week, and second off, is I literally move the whatever window is on my screen across so I can't see them.
But
Because if I see them,
might be
they will
happening.
distract me.
Something important could be happening. You can't do that. You can't turn us away like this.
Die, motherfucker. I will let you die.
What if there's
You're
a
dead,
ghost
man.
that comes behind me and you guys are trying to warn me, but you know.
You gonna die. I'm gonna let you guys. No. So yeah, I block them. So I have no idea what they do simply because I block them.
It's the best part of the show and you missed it.
No.
It's
I don't
like,
need to see that.
it's
I
like,
know.
Blissfully
so much
ignorant.
breaking
I'm okay
news.
with it. I am okay with blissful
no.
ignorance.
So you're the type of person that like watches the show just to see if he fixes the TV or delivers the pizza, right? And then you tune out. I get it, right? Yeah, I don't need to see the end of it. Oh, good. The TV's fixed. You can watch a soap opera. Good. I'm gonna turn it off now. Click.
So yeah, I'll put to StreamYard, which is the service that we use. That is, I'm not gonna lie, pretty freaking awesome. This is a really good platform for streaming
They're
to
very
YouTube and to
responsive
Facebook.
too.
They're
Go to the group.
incredibly responsive. I will put a
Go to the
tweet out to them.
No, go to the Facebook group.
Facebook group?
Seriously,
Okay.
go to the Facebook, and they have to approve every message. But unless you do something stupid, they'll approve it. And just say, hey, look, we've been using your platform a while, this and that. We would like to get on Twitch. Yeah, I'll get rid of that guy. Hang on, I'll sign on to Facebook and I'll get rid of that guy. So let's
Uncle
see.
Chaz knows. Edie can do whatever the hell she wants.
Charlie Smith. Let me see.
No, it's Uncle Chaz.
Delete user.
So oh god, I had Grandpa's hidden chest on that whole time. Anyway, what was I going to say? You were just saying something, and I was about to reply, and it went out of my head.
Go to the StreamYard.
Oh, the
group.
StreamYard, the
Yeah.
Facebook group is the one,
Not the page, but the group. Go to the group.
Okay.
Oh, damn! I got a call coming in here. Hang on a second.
And I will find out what's going on with them. So yeah. Anyway, I should go. I will talk to you all later. Everyone in the YouTube, be careful. Wash your hands, cover your coughs, and most importantly, be kind to each other. Think about the other guy. We all survive this together. All right, Nick, Gully, see you next week. Bye.
Mhm.